Hello, and welcome to Moscato and Tea. This is the show for all things beauty, business, and community with your hosts, Inez and Chiquita, keeping it raw, real, and unfiltered.
What's up?
What's going on, lady?
How are you?
Really? So you're really going to be singing again? That's what my ass gets for even saying anything.
I'm mixing it up. I told you.
Okay,
I got to find my rhythm. I got to find my flow.
No, I get it.
Because you know. You see that little? Yeah, I did a little rhyme.
Oh, Lord.
Did you catch that?
No.
I can get a record deal now.
In your mind, so it's all good.
Yes, it is. No, I just want to, catch up with you. I know you've been traveling. You got some more traveling going on.
Yep.
So I just want to kind of see, if you've been in the news with what's going on. There's been a lot happening with the presidential candidates. And I know a lot of people have been kind of up in arms with Joe Biden.
Oh, mm-hmm.
And how the
hypocrisy.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. I'm sorry. Keep going. Sorry.
You are so messy. And how some women are coming out and saying, like, he made them feel uncomfortable, smell their hair, and how, he was just very touchy-feely, and how it's supposedly a Me Too moment or something like that. And this was over 20 some years ago. And it's kind of like what you were saying, hypocrisy, because we just had the Supreme Court nomination with Brett Kavanaugh and how that went, and how everybody was like, oh, it happened 20 some years ago. It was okay. He's just a boy getting drunk.
Here's the thing. Okay. Your boy's getting, okay. So again, hypocrisy. Nobody said that he molested or did anything of that nature. What they said is like he got a little too close and was smelling their hair. You might have had strawberry shampoo that day. Anyway, at the end of the day, we cannot call out this man when you got a president who said it out loud. I grab him by the pussy and I do what I want. So until that is done and he is no longer and we take responsibility, I don't want to hear about any of this bullshit. Okay. Because now the Me Too movement has gotten to a place where it should not have gotten. And this is what this is what I was saying, that now we're taking something that was serious and now we're like, well, he smelled my hair or he touched me on the. Do you know how many niggas be smelling my hair or rush by me or do something? And I'm like, oh, okay, well, shit. All right. I could be like, back up. You might hear a little too close. But it doesn't mean that the guy intentionally molested or hugged me and be like, oh, you got a pretty perfume. Yeah. It doesn't mean because there's a guy that I'm like, oh, damn, his cologne is popping. Like, oh, you smell good. Now, yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And until that, we have elected officials that we know are known to date young girls that are known, and then all of a sudden now everybody's like, Joe Biden got to resign. Y'all need to. I'm sick of the hypocrisy.
Or not run for president.
Or not run for. I'm sick of the hypocrisy. Really, I think he should. Honestly, I think he should because we have one in office that is a misogynist who we know has done bullshit, has had sex with porn stars, has done all kinds of things, and now we want to call this man and tell him like he shouldn't run for president. Y'all need to sit your ass down. Go ahead and run, Joe, because at the end of the day, you know what that is that they're scared that we actually got somebody who's going to make some fucking common sense up in and doing what's supposed to be done. So that's my 2 cents on that.
Tell us how you really feel.
Okay? Because it's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of hypocrisy.
I agree. It's just like, very interesting how people see things differently.
Oh, yeah, of course. Because, again, he is not for their agenda. If he was for their agenda, they'd be like, oh, yeah, boys will be boys, blah, 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 blah. Run. Go ahead and run. Run, Joe, run. Yeah.
You're a mess. I swear to God, you're a mess. Well, I know they, I don't know if you saw it, but they did just arrest Julian Assange, the WikiLeaks founder, over in, I believe, Ecuador. What are you thinking about that? Because there was another,
So so why did he get arrested?
For leaking classified information.
Oh, but we can keep our 45 in there when we know he's done all kinds of craziness. Okay, but all right. Okay.
Is that going to be your 2019 hypocrisy?
Absolutely. Until this man is out of office. and we really start talking about it, then everything else is just hypocrisy. Hypocrisy.
I can't with you. You are too much. Oh my God. No, yeah, it's really just, I think it's hypocrisy.
It's hypocrisy. The hypocrisy is so big.
No.
It's so, and the fact that people fall for the shit is even bigger.
That's true.
You know, okay, whatever. Now they're arresting him, but when he licked all kinds of shit and it benefited 45, it was like,
Yeah, he was for him.
Yeah.
But
Now it's like, oh, well, now we need it.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. No, I know.
again, sit your ass down with the hypocrisy.
Yeah. No, it's crazy all around. And I know one of your other kind of
here we
favorite
go.
situations that's been going on, the attorney, Michael Avenatti, he got arrested. You know, he's been charged with 36 counts of indictment. I guess he tried to bribe Nike or something because of the R. Kelly situation. I'm not sure. It's just, what is wrong with people?
When you have someone in power who does whatever the fuck they want to do, it gives people the idea that they can do whatever the fuck they want to do.
That's true.
That's all it is. When you have somebody or you've had people in power that do whatever and get a slap on the wrist or they see there's no consequences, guess what? Well, what the fuck? Why am I getting in trouble? So-and-so didn't get in trouble. So-and-so, like, it doesn't make any sense. So people are out of control because they're like, well, the likelihood of me getting in trouble and getting punished is real minimal.
Yeah. It's really,
Real minimum to none. There's people that are in bigger positions and higher positions than me that get away with shit.
I mean, just like the guy, what's his name, Robert Kraft, over in the owner of the Buffalo, the football team, and how he's trying to fight this rap with trying not to get the video leaked, and he didn't take the plea deal. So it's very interesting.
Excuse me, people. That was a Moscato?
Yeah.
Pardon me? Oh, yeah. Or how about this whole, excuse me, we have not touched on and we always forget about.
Which one?
The whole bribing scandal for the school.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
She just pled guilty. Felicity Huffman
pled guilty. She pled guilty and she apologized, whatever else.
Yeah.
But they're talking about Lori Loughlin, like Aunt Becky.
She got indicted.
Yeah, they slapped another charge on her and her husband.
Bribery,
for bribery,
and
all of this stuff. And now, I don't think I don't believe she realized the severity of what is going on. Again, this is what we call privilege, and I got money and I can buy my way.
Did you see her going to the courthouse? She was smiling, taking photos,
and waving,
signing.
I'm like,
wow.
So I think also that showed the court, like, she's like, I don't give two, but you don't see Felicity Huffman and none of that. She's like, yo, bow down, head down, like, yo,
she apologized. Yeah.
She may or may not do jail time.
Yeah, I don't think she will.
Well, let's see.
Maybe
but now they're
service.
saying because now Lori Loughlin didn't and her husband didn't take Massimo didn't take the plea, they might be facing some rural jail time.
I don't think they go.
Oh, girl, well, let's see.
I don't think they go.
Again, the hypocrisy.
Yes.
They were just showing something else, like some teen boy, some kid in college, I believe I saw something like that. Got 12 years for kissing some girl, and some dude, girl, it's some crazy, a black young man kissed some girl, and she was saying it was unwarranted or whatever, and he got 12 years in jail. And some white dude raped some chick and got 30 days. Like,
I heard. I didn't know about the kid that kissed. What?
Yeah, it was. I should have really looked into that a little bit more. But yeah, it was just so disgusting to me that we're saying that here goes the difference in privileges.
Yeah.
There have been black parents that have gone to jail for 12 years for sending their kid to a different school district. But now we have these, white privilege who got lots of money who want to buy their kids into school. And now it's kind of like, oh, you get a slap in the wrist. So if people are still here in this day and age, when it's blatantly in your face, the unfairness, then and people aren't realize it. Boy, y'all is living in your own world and bubble.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a new day is coming.
Absolutely,
a new day is coming. Let me tell you, but it's crazy. What are your thoughts on? Because I was reading about it. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, they want to keep the birth private and not take the photo afterwards. And a lot of people are up in arms over there and mad that they're not going to do that. And this kind of goes back to just women in general giving birth and specifically Black women. It's like,
it's her baby. She can do whatever the fuck she wants to do. So if she does not want to take a picture, she does not have to fucking take a picture.
You think?
It's their child. Just because he is Prince or whatever the hell he wants to do. First of all, here we go again.
Did I get you riled up?
Here we go again. He married a commoner. Okay. He did not marry someone from royalty where the rules, they know the rules and they apply to them. He married a commoner, an American woman who was divorced, in Hollywood and did all of these things. All right. So her traditions and her thing are going to be very different from what they're used to. So they better get used to the fact that she wears the pants in that relationship.
Exactly.
And they're going to do whatever the hell she wants to do.
That's
the baby
true.
shower, my tradition, you married me. Guess what, mofo? This is what we doing. And you know what he said? Okay.
Yeah.
She's saying, I am not taking a picture of my child after birth. Why? Because it's my child. I want to save my child. I get a part of her. Like, she's not a white girl. She's a black girl, regardless of what anybody wants to say. As much as she straighten her hair and she flat iron that shit, she does everything she want to do. She's still a black girl.
Yeah.
Because if you've seen her mama, bye. So she's sitting here and saying, yo, I need to protect my child amongst all things necessary. We're not a traditional family. We're not, I came into this situation because, I love the guy, whatever, whatnot. So at the end of the day, she can do whatever the hell she wants to do. And they're just going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
And that's why she might not be, he married his mama.
Yeah.
He married his mama in the sense that she's controversial and wants to do what she wants to do.
That's true, actually.
That's why he likes her. She did not go with the flow of the way things are.
Yeah.
Prince Harry was very much a mama's boy.
Yeah.
He lost his mother very young, right? His mama did what? She was a rebel.
Yeah. She was like, I'm going to do me.
I'm going to do me. You can't tell me what to do. You know what? Y'all better kiss my ass. She had affairs. She did all kinds. She broke all 50 million kinds of rules. And Meghan is the same way. She does whatever the fuck she wants to do. And she's going to do. And guess what? He is not protesting any of it.
That's true.
Because that's what he likes about her. She breaks the norm. So by all means, I cheer her on, applaud. Girl, that's your baby. You do whatever you want to do. And all of London better figure it out. And when she's ready, she will show a picture. Because at the end of the day, she still, she probably still has a celebrity mentality. She worked on a TV show. How many of these are big star name stars? You don't really see pictures of their kids. Halle Berry's one. You never ever see a picture of her kids.
That's true.
I'm protecting my kids by all means necessary. And that's what she's doing.
That's true.
Again, I'm just saying, let's people listen, that's her body and her baby. How about you do the same thing? The day you give birth, you want to, do you know how you
get out of bed and just be like,
and if that's what Kate Middleton want to do,
yeah,
that's what Kate got the right to do.
That's true.
If she would have said no, but she don't do that. She go with the flow of the way things are. That's why, what's his name?
Who?
Her husband. What's his name? Harry's brother?
Prince William.
Prince William likes her because she go with the flow that he likes.
That's true. Supposedly, you know what? We're not going to get into gossip because allegedly there's some affairs and all that.
And allegedly, the sister-in-laws don't like each other.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things. Hello, guess what? When you bring the black girl to the family, there's going to be some problems because she's going to be like the one to be like, yes, I might look like this, but inside, you know who my mama is. You know how I was raised.
Yeah.
Let's keep it 100.
I can't deal with you. I can't.
What is it? Like, what was it?
Which one?
The surprise. Guess who's coming to dinner?
Oh.
Boop. Boop, boop, boop.
Hello. Knocking on the door. I'm done with you. I'm done. I know we talked about this a couple weeks ago, but it kind of got me thinking because, I'm always reading in the news and stuff like that. But, with the unfortunate passing of Nipsey Hussle, and also just people in general. Thinking a friend of mine actually had a family member that went in, this completely separate, but kind of the same in that they went in for a routine, procedure, and unfortunately they passed.
Right.
And so, kind of thing with we don't know, what Nipsey Hussle left for his family and stuff like that. But it just got me to thinking. And do you have something set up for your family in case something happens?
You know what? I sure don't, and I need to get it together.
Exactly. I don't either.
And I have a kid, so I need to get it together because I would be kind of fucked up if something happened to me. And my parents have been on me about it, like, you need to do. And I said, yeah, I will. I got a little small life insurance policy, but I needed to get more things more in order for her in case of anything. But you don't know. I mean, look what happened to Prince. Prince didn't know he was passing, and look what happened. His estate kind of like, and the whole thing. So, I think I think we're in a society that we just think about right now, this moment. We don't think about what could have, should have, would have, what if. Yeah. I think a what if should happen. I think people are afraid of dying or what they're, you know what I'm saying? It's just a reality. We just don't know.
It's a part of, it's a part of life.
I was saying,
life is so short.
There's two things you got to do in this lifetime.
What?
One is pay your damn taxes.
Well, some people don't.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you don't pay for your taxes, you end up in jail. So that's something you have to do. You're going to do it one way or the other.
That's true.
And the only other thing, you have to do is die. There's nothing you could do to stop from dying. Being born is a different situation, but once you're born, you got to die.
Yeah.
You just don't know when you're going to die, but the reality is we all are going. That's something we have to do. I always tell people you got to do.
You have to face.
Yeah, when people are like, "Oh, you have to do." I ain't got to do shit, but pay taxes and die. Yeah. That's the only thing I have to do.
That is so true.
Do you know what I'm saying? I ain't got to do shit else but pay taxes and die. And if I don't pay my taxes, I already know the government's coming after me. So. Those are things that we don't think about. So I think people need to start thinking about, especially how, like you said, how tragic Nipsey's death was. Or you don't even know if you're going to walk across. I hear about, people walking across the street and some drunk driver or somebody hitting him. You just don't know. Yeah. When you sign that, some people believe or don't believe, but, from what I know and what I believe is that we make a contract before we're born. We actually choose our parents, believe it or not. We choose our parents. Do you know how many, we choose our parents for whatever reasons that we choose them for. And the reason we choose them is because we have, there's something we need to learn. Okay. And there's something we need to live. If you believe in past lives, which you do, because I think that's where your deja vu comes from. Oh, yeah. Like, oh, shit, I've lived this before. Yes. Where is this from? Yeah. I'm not saying it's correct or not, but this is what I'm saying. This is what I believe. Yeah. Okay. And I believe I chose my parents for whatever reasons I chose them for, and for me to live the kind of life that I do, and I did, and whatever it is. And I do believe that when I went to God and said, I want to be born and I want to come to earth, God said, okay, and you have a conversation with God, and you tell God the reason why you want to come to earth, and you tell him all these things and why not, and whatever, and all these things is greatness you're going to do. And he says, okay, cool. So the next thing you know, you are whoever your mother is, pregnant, whatever, whatnot. And then the minute you go through that birth canal, you forget that conversation you had with God. Okay? You forget everything. So even God might have told you when you're going to die, but you just don't know because you forget everything. The minute you go through that birth canal, you forget. And so you live a life that is, you live your life that might not be what you had planned or how you plan to live it on earth because you had your conversation with God, you forget. So the reason I'm saying is that we as human beings are supposed to live our best life because we don't know when we're going to die. And we don't know when that is. The only person who knows that is God. If you believe in God or whatever you don't,
whatever your faith is,
we just eventually know we're all going to die. So all of these things being said and in motion, and you're talking about, putting your stuff in order for when you're death. How about you putting your shit in order so that when you do die, what is the legacy and what are you leaving behind?
That's true.
I think that's a real big issue as well. I don't think people think about what they're leaving behind. And this whole thing with Nipsey really had me really thinking about, what do I want people to write and say on my tombstone when I die? You know, what is it do I want? Do I want people to say, oh, Inez was a really nice person? But, you know, she was a party girl or whatever. You know, what is it that you're trying to put into this world, and what is your stamp?
That's
the
true.
reason we're born is because we're all born for greatness. I really don't believe that all people are brought to earth to be bad or they do things. I just think that people get lost and we
I
forget,
agree.
and that, you know, we're tempted because we're human beings, and that we forget that conversation we had with God. But even as small as your staple, you're a human being and you're brought here for a reason. You asked to be brought here. You even asked for your family. There's a lesson behind it. What is your lesson? What are you trying to leave your mark on this world and on earth for? So I think there's a couple of things that all of these things have had me thinking about. What is my mark and how am I going to leave it for the next generation and my legacy? Because that's the reality. Once we die, it's generational.
Yeah.
So there's some things that other your generations back have not been able to clean up or fix or do anything. So it just keeps going. And maybe that's your reason here to be born, and that's why you chose that family, is to clean up and forgive their legacy and change their legacy to the new. So I know it's a little deep and I know it's a little kind of whatever, but, you know, we also need to think besides, you know, what are we leaving to our legacy and our children, or if you don't have any kids, your family, what are we leaving in life and in death with them?
That's true. That's some deepness. Look at you.
Hey, girl, you know, I'm a little deeper than you think. So, with that said, that's something we should really think about.
Yeah.
We're all fun and games and things like that, and we all think about it. But what is your legacy? What are you leaving on this earth? How are people going to think about you when you die?
Relationships that you have.
And the relationships, and what are you doing to change your this earth? In who, as a human being, your relationships. I would hope that, you know, as of right now, I would hope people say like, yo, she had a good heart and she tried to touch people the best way that she could. To me, that's a good legacy for me. Yeah, sure, I would like to be like, well, she left millions of dollars and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, that might not be my role in this lifetime. That might not be what I'm supposed to do. That might not be the deal I had with God. And, you know, when I decided to come to earth and say I wanted to be a human being, because once we die, that's another thing. Once we die, our soul is still there. It's just not in human form.
Yeah. I think it's, for me, or like probably other people, I just think it's crazy when people use their religion or their God to do harm to other people.
That's not God's word. That's ego. That's ego. Yeah. That's self-proclaimed, I am, and this is what I want, and God says so. No, that's not it. That's not the true reality. That's your ego speaking because that's what you want. So a lot of times people go, oh, the Bible, this and that. Yeah, sure, whatever. Everybody's interpretation of the Bible is what they're going to interpret because of what their beliefs are and who they are. Right? So depending on who you are and what your rights are, that's why children are we ignore children, but children are the purest factor on earth because they come in with no hate. All they have is love. They are taught certain things. So when people say, oh yeah, no, it is taught. So children are the purest of possibilities. Their souls, they don't see anything but love. And that, and as we get older, we become tainted because of things that happen in our lives and because of certain things that I have. But how can we really get back to that? And people using their religion to do harm and be mean and do different things, that's an ego thing. Because in reality, I think God lives in every single one of us. That's our conscience. And when we think about things in our gut, when we go, I don't think that's a good idea. That's actually God saying to you or you to God, like, stop. You already know. Think about this, but we choose to do things because of our ego. And we choose to not do certain things. And we choose to blame other people for shit that we know is our own doing.
Yeah.
So when shit bad happens to me, I can't blame anybody else but myself because I knew. I was like, damn it, I knew it. I should have listened to myself. And it doesn't make you dumb. It doesn't make you irresponsible. It doesn't make you anything. It just makes you right in our intuitions. So, we're in a world today where, get your stuff, but also what kind of impact are you leaving on this world? What are you doing? How are you changing things? How are you becoming a better human being? So when you die, you leave it for someone else to be a good human being. I think people forget that once you die, you can't take your money, you can't take your clothes, you can't take the shit that's material. All you can take is yourself and how are you going to look down on earth and say, damn, did I do that?
Yeah.
And that's where I said that was that's why I think I got the biggest lesson from Nipsey and his untimely death and how people rallied, people who hated each other, people who did this and came together and say, yo, this man was more about purity and about love. And love is bigger than hate. So, and a guy who came from the wrong side of the tracks, who didn't whatever, but he has still his love for humanity and his self-love, number one, and love for other people made him a true king and a true legend. So how are you going to live your legend? Are you going to leave it as trash or are you going to leave it as a king or a queen? Because whatever trash you leave, somebody else has to pick it up and clean it up. But if you leave that as a king or a queen, they're going to pick that up and continue it.
Oh, well, we go leave it off on that because that's deep. We go end the show with that. There's nothing else to add. Got us thinking now. Think about it. So we just want everybody, just to take a moment, just think about what, we talked about today and hit us up, send us comments, tag us, let us know, what are you going to leave? When you, go to wherever you're going, wherever you're going, wherever you believe, just let us know. And we appreciate all our listeners.
Absolutely.
And we will see you guys next time.
Yeah, one love. Bye. Thanks for listening. Take a little time to enjoy your brand of Moscato and Tea with us every day. Subscribe, rate, and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and MoscatoandTea.com.